With 300 days of sunshine and a family-friendly, safe environment, it's no surprise that hedge fund managers find it quite attractive to live and even do business in Malta. However, Malta is not all about sun and sea. When we look at the personal tax system that applies in Malta, that applies a very UK-based remittance and source basis of taxation, we find that there are other attractions for establishing one's centre of life in Malta. The remittance basis of taxation essentially means that a non-domiciled resident of Malta, such as a foreigner who takes up residence in Malta, is subject to tax on foreign source income only to the extent of that income is remitted to Malta. One would also be taxed on income arising in Malta. Foreign capital gains, or generally savings and capital held outside Malta, even to the extent remitted to Malta, is also exempt from tax. There are a number of other aspects that one would need to take into account from a non-European perspective. Of particular note is the Global Residence Programme. This is a residence programme that is ideal for non-EU nationals and non-EEA nationals, in that it grants a non-European national the ability to move freely within the European area, particularly the Schengen area, of which Malta is a full member since 2007. This means that a global residence permit holder is able to move freely within any Schengen state for at least 90 days within any 6-month period, and of course the ability to live indefinitely in Malta and obtain a work permit to work in Malta. The eligibility criteria for the Global Residence Programme are fairly reasonable. One would need to invest or rent property with very reasonable minimum values, as well as show self-sufficiency. Particularly attractive to the non-EU individual is also our Citizenship By Investment programme, called the Individual Investor Programme. This is a programme under which a non-EU national, but also EU nationals, are able to obtain citizenship in Malta after 1 year of genuine connection with the jurisdiction upon the contribution of €650,000 to the National and Social Development Fund of Malta, together with other real estate and minor bond investments in Malta. This is particularly interesting in view of the ability to obtain citizenship also within the European context in a fairly short time in a jurisdiction that is very reputable and that applies very stringent due diligence processes to its applicants. Specifically in the hedge funds sector, we find that Malta has potentially become a victim of its own success. Malta has to do a lot to ensure that it keeps step with the demand for skilled labour. So one of the programs that helps achieve this is the Highly Qualified Persons Programme. One of the sectors that is eligible under the Highly Qualified Person rules is the financial services sector. And under this program specifically, individuals who are employed with regulated entities, that is financial services operators, including hedge fund managers, who are of a C-suite level and who have salaries in excess of €78,000, are eligible for a flat rate of tax of 15% on their income. Those who are lucky to have salaries higher than 5 million would be exempt completely thereafter. All in all, it is clear that Malta not only understands the business from a regulatory and mechanical perspective, but also addresses the needs of the humans behind it. All in all, I think Malta ticks all the boxes for the hedge fund manager.